Well, a very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Flight Deck Sim live stream. Today it's the 31st of January 2024. It's 3 minutes past 9 in the morning. We're back in X-Plane 12. We're in another general aviation twin. It's been a very long time since we've flown anything like this, especially in X-Plane 12. Just like very kindly sent me over their brand new, recently released, just like Beechcraft Duchess Model 76. I forgot to enter the. I forgot to put just like the title, but yeah, it's the Beechcraft Duchess Model 76. First look and preview. It's a GA twin steam gauged aircraft. I've never actually flown this aircraft. I flew the Seneca when I did my instrument rating back in 2000 and what was it? 10 or 2011, and it's just very similar look and appearance, and it's a very popular IFR trainer, and I thought, you know, we'd do some justice and take it flying in the south part of the UK. So we're currently in Bournemouth. We'll be doing two sectors, first VFR, second IFR, flying initially to Shoreham, just a small GA airfield near Brighton, and then we're continuing eastbound towards Lydd. Both of them I flew into when I was hour building many years ago, and I thought it'd be quite fun to do some VFR procedures and IFR procedures today and see what the aircraft is all about. As mentioned, I was hoping to stream this yesterday when we had our ill-fated stream at PMDG 737 a couple of days ago, but I was very busy yesterday. I didn't actually have any time to stream, and I thought, you know what, let's stream Wednesday morning. I very rarely stream in the morning, but it does give the chance of people perhaps who are off in Europe or maybe in other parts of the world to watch live that can't usually watch live. So let's see who we have here in chat. We have Rob SC, hope you're doing well. Our reverence member, hope you've been keeping well as well. Not spoken in quite a while. Dave Wash here as well. Good evening from somewhere in Australia. Can finally catch a live stream. Yes, there'll be a lot of people from Australia, no doubt, today. Hello, Rory Heap. Hope you're doing very well. Good morning to you. Just zooming in towards the aircraft. David Brobridge is here as well. I have filed a flight plan VFR. I just need to log on to VATSIM, which I'll do shortly. I was having some issues with that. Steve Cooksey, morning all. Interesting time of the day indeed. Yes, 6 minutes past 9 in the morning. Don't often fly at these times of day. Josh Did is here as well. Martin Bean, someone called Nis George. I hope you're doing well. Stratocast, Blade 929, Manuel, A. Diaz, Lee Russell. Jamlin's is here as well. Hope you're doing well. Tom Hates Cats. Just in time as I got just back from school. You'll be in Thailand. I remember you being here all the time. We're doing streams where you can. So thank you very much. Shuey's here as well. Andy M71. I hope you're feeling better as well, my friend. And Edo's here right at the start of the stream as well. Excellent. Actor says, now that Black Square got me interested in Beechcraft, I'm really curious about this one in the upcoming Dukes and Microsoft Flight Sim. This Duchess might make it easier to decide between turbine and piston. You've got to go piston. That's for sure. Cavs Pilot, hope you're doing well. You're from the Just Flight team. Morning all, hope you're enjoying the Duchess. I downloaded it yesterday. Scott said today I've really enjoyed it. And we'll do a bit of an in-depth review as well as I can with the aircraft. Please do remember, everyone, I don't fly GA. I haven't flown a multi-engine piston twin for over, well, 12 years. I am going to log on VATSIM. I doubt there's ATC. If there is, I won't remember any of the UK-specific uncontrolled airspace radio telephony, so basic service, traffic service, all this sort of stuff, but we'll do our best to keep clear of controlled airspace, stay in Class G airspace as we depart Bournemouth and go east. But anyway, here is the aircraft looking very resplendent indeed. I'll just switch over to my other playlist here, otherwise I'm going to get a copyright strike. But there we are. Here it looks very nice. External model with all the Just Flight aircraft are good, but it's nice to see a developer still promoting good quality aircraft in X-Plane. I fully understand why devs have prioritised or even moved completely to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Bigger market for them, but nice to be able to fly aircraft like this still in X-Plane 12. This is just stock scenery here in Bournemouth, but I've downloaded Ortho 4XP for the entire sector. So here is the Duchess. It's a four-seater, twin-engined T-tail design, retractable landing gear as well. It's got two piston engines, let's say, 180 horsepower each, and it has a full IFR avionics suite on board as well, so you can fly VFR, IFR as well, and it is primarily an IFR trainer, still used by loads of flying schools all around the world. It's got fantastic range as well, just under 800 nautical miles as well, and it can go all the way up to 20,000 feet. I guess if it's pressurized, but I doubt this version is pressurized. I think it was the same with the Seneca as well. But yeah, they stopped producing this aircraft in the 80s, but still used every single day by lots of training schools. Stratocast, it's like a newborn King Air, of course. I mean, what do Beechcraft now make? Is it just the King Air? and do they still make Bonanzas as well? But I don't know what the current twin GA range is. So I'm not that clued up with Beechcraft. I haven't flown many on streams either. Alexander, I did my first ever trial flight from Bournemouth. Very good. I've actually flown and landed a 737 here years ago when I was based in Alicante, but not flown in and out of since. And I didn't actually visit Bournemouth when I was out, but Shoreham I went to, and Lydd I certainly went to as well. But yeah, it's going to be fun today. The 2 flights we're doing will be no more than sort of 35-40 minutes each as well. So just to sort of show you what I'm following, I have a very we all know how just like make very comprehensive flight manuals. So let me just show you here. Why is that not opening up? For some reason it's not showing the PDF. I'll try and open it manually. There we go, you should be able to see it now. So yeah, there's a detailed PDF. There's 3 in total. One for sort of like this, the full operation manual, which goes into detail about every system of the aircraft. It also contains a tutorial flight for you to complete. So if you purchase the aircraft, it gives you a flight to complete to get up to speed. Funnily enough, it's also from Bournemouth, but that goes all the way up to Peterborough, Conington. That's really close to where I'm from. I've flown into Conington loads of times. I should have followed this tutorial flight. Yeah, Fenland, where I flew into, where I'm from, Spalding, is a small GA airfield just to the north of Peterborough. But yeah, there's a tutorial flight to follow, but what I'm actually following is this at the bottom. It's the normal procedures checklist, which I've printed off in front of me, so we can operate the aircraft as realistically as possible. So that's useful for me. Let's show you a little bit about the routing as well, if I bring up Navigraph. So lifetime live weather will be departing from Bournemouth. Just wanted to use the low IFR chart because we'll be departing from Class DS base in Bournemouth. We're actually going to head southeast towards the Isle of Wight and keep clear of controlled airspace. So we're going to maintain 3,000 feet, and then once we're clear of this bit of it, actually no, we can go up to 3,500 because we're going east. We have to fly at 3,500 VFR, and then we'll go around the south coast of the Isle of Wight, and then we'll head sort of northeast back towards mainland UK, and then we'll descend into or go just east of or south of Goodwood, continue east towards Shoreham, where they're using, I think, runway 20 with the wind coming in from the south. But it's a really nice day to actually go flying VFR. Lifetime live weather, which is quite strange. As of late, the weather hasn't been that great. So if I go here to airports, just get the weather for Bournemouth, you can see, look, it's 10k, broken at 3,100, so maybe we'll have to maintain about 3,000 feet, otherwise we'll be going IMC, but yeah, it's a nice day. We'll be departing off of runway, is it 26 here with that wind, 230 at 8. But yeah, lovely routing, with the Ortho, it looks very, very nice, and then we'll stop, have a quick break at Shoreham, and carry on eastbound to Lydd. Now, unfortunately, this is a little, I don't know if it's an X-plane issue. If I bring up Lydd Airport, I wanted to fly this instrument approach today. So you go towards the Lydd NDB, sort of fly northbound, but this DME here, the ILS 10815, as soon as you sort of get it 8 miles away, you lose the DME distance in X-plane, and the ARC's based off 14 miles DME off the India Lima Delta Yankee, but outside of 7-8 miles you lose the DME, so I can't really fly this. So what we're going to do is sort of self-position downwind onto the ILS. It's unfortunately the only way we're going to do it, because I wanted to do a IFR approach into Lydd, but yeah, we'll self-position onto the ILS at least, so we can have a go doing one of those. Anyway, let's jump into the cockpit again. The exterior model is very, very nice. Detail is phenomenal. It's very, very good when these developers make a lot of effort into making the model look very, very good. So this was they've got loads of different liveries available. They even got a livery maker. I forgot to mention they've teamed up with Thranda Design, who I have used before in a previous stream, and they have this ability to create custom paintworks in-game, which is pretty cool. But I went for the Golf Delta Alpha November Lima G registered aircraft, which is pretty cool. Anyway, let's jump on into the cockpit. I'll just turn the music down slightly here. There we go. So we're completely cold and dark. I've not touched a single thing in here. I've basically just fired up the aircraft. Oh, let me just disable the Tobii eye tracker, because that does mess around with the default view settings. There we go. So the iPad comes with loads of different settings. You've got aircraft options you can fiddle with. You can attach different things here. So we'll get rid of the ground equipment for now. For example, weight and balance. We're going to brim the tanks and leave them brimmed today. And it's instant loading. Look, you can see how the aircraft moves. Look, on the gear as we adjust the fuel in the tanks. We're going to brim the tanks to 136 kilos a side. And then payload wise, just Jim and I today, and we're taking our day bag out to Shoreham and then Lydd. So we'll save that configuration, and then we have different instrument options you can select. You can pop them out as well. Engine config, so you can see what's going on in the engine, which is pretty cool. Static liveries, so I've obviously gotten this one, but you can adjust dirt and apply or change your liveries in game, which is quite cool. Configuration, I think this is part of the system from Thranda Design. So remember this in the Sky Master, so you can adjust the pitch input. I've just left it all to default settings, and it feels quite nice to me. It feels quite natural. Logbook, checklist, ground handling, dynamic liveries. So you can actually paint your own livery and add different features, which is quite nice. A basic flight computer for what's going on en route, and Avitab integration as well, which a lot of devs have it explained. So yeah, the tab is pretty good. There isn't much more I need to do here, and you've got a nice little click spot to get rid of it if you wish to. There we go. So we don't need that anymore today since I've brimmed the tanks there. Wheels up, you love the Duchess so much. This is what I got my multi-rating on. Very cool. Yeah, loads of people have commented on some of the socials saying this is exactly what I did my IR on. And yes, please give me hints and tips. I'll be following the checklist here. Hello, Jack. Jack's here as well. I don't have Yoke Cam up and running, but he's just walked in wondering who on earth I'm talking to. I hope you're doing well. Minutes from disaster. No doubt that we'll be like that throughout the entirety of this stream. Eddie Mambo, hello Captain, morning stream. You, the folks down under must have bribed you. Yes, this is a good chance for them to watch live. Brilliant. So let's follow the checklist here. So pre-flight checks I've completed, and then we're going to get some power onto the aircraft now. So I'm just going to log on to VATSIM as well. So connect. Just make sure I use the code I've logged on to. So that's Golf Delta Alpha November Lima. I better change the aircraft type to a Duchess as well. So it's a. Oh no, it still says Airbus A300. I thought I changed that. I changed that. I must have forgotten to press save. So let me just. BE76 is the aircraft type. So BE76. There we are. So connect to VATSIM. Let me just update my Fly Live overlay. Pro streamer here. Aircraft Bravo L. Oh, I did save it. That's a bit weird. I think there's some weird bug going on because my Fly Live overlay does say. That's so weird. I don't understand what's going on. It seems to have dated the call sign, but the aircraft I have changed to Bravo Echo 76, which is the Duchess's aircraft code, but it says Airbus A306 up here. Absolutely no idea why that's not changing. If I was to do this, I don't understand. If I just share my screen, look, just to show you here, look, I've changed it to Bravo Echo 76, the aircraft, but it says A306 up here. I don't know. I've had so many issues with this. I've saved it. I don't know. You'll just have to ignore the fact it says Airbus A306 up there, or I get rid of the overlay. Technical issues. Kaz Pilot, before someone asks, we do intend to bring the Duchess to Microsoft Flight Sim at some point. We're carrying out some significant artwork upgrades on these new X-Plane 12 versions first. Very, very good. Yes, the mighty 222, the aircraft banner is wrong. Why that's like that, I don't know, but I'll try and change it later. Right, let's get some electrical power on the aircraft. So we'll verify the parking brake is set, landing gear lever is down, circuit breakers are all in, all the circuit breakers are poppable. So, for example, auxiliary pump, avionics buses you can push and pull, and they all seem to work, which is quite nice. Carburetor heat is off, so there's no injectors here, it's just an old school piston powered aircraft with carburetors, so you need to ensure you use carb heat to prevent icing in the carburetor at periodic times. Cowl flaps are open, so they're in the full open position. Avionics switch verify is off. It has a basic weather radar as well, which is quite cool. Cowl flaps will open. I'll get back to these shortly. Yeah, I've done that already. Fuel selectors on, so they are down here. So cross feeds closed and fuel selectors on. Light switches off. We can now get some power to the aircraft. There we are, so batteries on. Firstly, Yunchan, thanks for the 19 months. Konban had the world update just released, so I hope you can fly the Bahamas to check it. Nassau area has a big water bug. Oh dear, we'll have a look at that at some point as well. Martin, yeah, it said A306 also during your last stream. Yeah, so I do change it but then I just disabled Fly Live in Microsoft Flight Simulator, so it's probably a bug with the overlay. Jamlin, thank you for your continued support as a member. You've been a member for 3 years of the channel. Thank you very much indeed, and I hope you're keeping well. Just realised I had to update my card details. I wanted why I didn't have my alpaca icon. No problem, buddy. Thank you very much, as ever, for your continued support. So yes, I'll try and fix the overlay at some point. I don't have time now. Right, we've got some electrical power connected. Let's get the engine started. So there's a note in the checklist that says if positive oil pressure is not indicated within 30 seconds, stop the engine. Same with all piston engine aircraft, really. So battery's on, the alternator out voltage light is illuminated, which are these green lights. That's normal. Mixture fully rich. Propeller high RPM. And crank the power by about a quarter. First flight of the day, and it is very cold outside, about 3 or 4 degrees, so we will prime the engines. We need to turn on the auxiliary pumps as well. They are loud. I don't know if they're as loud as that as the real aircraft, but I do remember them certainly whirring in the Seneca. So that's done. Magnetos to both, prime and then start the engines. We'll get the engine started and then we'll load up the GPS flight plan. So let's do that here. Yeah, clear prop. There we go, very authentic. And we'll give it a prime, push to prime, and then we'll rotate to start. There we are, that's a good engine start. It's about 1200 RPM. Good, so we've got oil pressure, that's risen to the green. It will take a while for the oil temperature increase, as will the cylinder temperature of fuel quantity, and the alternators first turn on. So there we are, the alternator's taking up the load. Good, we'll start engine number 2, or number 1 I should say. Give that a prime. And clear prop again, starting engine number 1. Starter. That was a bit more difficult to start. There we go. Let me just turn the volumes down. There we are. So we've got oil pressure. We've got fuel pressure as well. I'll just turn the fuel pumps off temporarily. There we are. Got 2 good starts. And whilst the engines are all getting open, a starter will let them remain running just to warm everything up here because it is very cold outside. So there we are, 2 good starts, and magnetos to start as well. Throttle 1000 to 1200 RPM, which is what we have. Oil pressure above the red radial. Start warning light is extinguished. Repeat for the other engine. Oops, forgot to turn the alternators off prior to engine start, but we can now turn them on. Excellent.
50,
we'll let everything
40,
warm up then, and
30,
we'll turn on the
20,
avionics and just put some basic
10.
routing in the GPS. John Winter, thank you very much for your donation, sir. Very, very kind. Thank you.
Morning, Captain.
Hello.
Any plans flying into LKPR? We have great beer.
You do have great beer in Prague, John Winter. Thank you very much for your donation. No plans at the moment for the stream, when we do have a members group flight coming up in 2 or 3 weeks, where we are actually going to be going in and out from Prague, and maybe a public stream at some point, but thank you very much indeed for your donation there. Stradicars, oh, you're asking the wrong question. I can't remember if it's flat 6 like Admiral Continentals or not, but probably quite easy to find that online. I'm certainly the wrong person to ask there. Fisher X-Plane really doesn't look like the prettiest, but it feels more stable than Microsoft Flight Sim. Oh yeah, you know, the visuals are I think fine, and Microsoft Flight Simulator obviously looks far better, but I do like the way aircraft handle in this simulator. Yes, that's digressing in a big controversial topic all day long. Right, so let's get the avionics on. Everything's running smoothly. The oil temperature is still very cold, but let's power up the avionics. Is the volume okay, guys? Not too loud, not too quiet? Let me know in chats if you're not happy with anything there. So we'll have Com1 on. We're on VATSIM today, so we'll tune Unicom using the radio tuning panel here I have in front of me. So 122.8. Let's have a little look at our routing. So we're going to be flying VFR on the first sector to Shoreham. But what we'll do, we'll tune the Goodwood VOR, which is just to the west. So if we lose our situation awareness, we can route direct to Goodwood, and then we know the radial and distance to fly from there. So we'll just tune Goodwood 114.75. There we are, so that's active. We won't bother with nav2. We've got DME up here. Radios are all tuned then. We've got COM1 on 122.8, monitoring 121.5. We won't use the ADF on the first sector. Just turn up the lighting slightly. Parking brake set, and flaps will set at the departure point. Perfect, so that's all done. We are on VATSIM, so let me just see if there's any other traffic around. Oh, there's a couple of little aircraft as well. Oh, there's someone across the apron from me, I think. Ah, look! Ah, very good. I think that might be Dave and his... I don't know what he said he'll take. Let me know in a second. Yeah, sorry guys. Yeah, the overlay is broken. I can't change this A306. I know it says Airbus A300-600. I can't change it. I'll try and do it in the intermission back to the other aircraft. But yeah, I don't know why. I'm changing it in Fly Live. It's not updating the overlay. In fact, it's saying BAE 76 on mine. Let me just turn it off and on again. No, it's oh, I know, maybe. Ah, I know why. It was saved to local file, so it was saving it as a static image. There we go. Hey, I did something. Fixed something. Very good. Stradicars Lycoming 360 flat fours. It looks like very, very cool. Anyway, that's that fixed. That's good. That's working. Good point, Jack. Right, let's taxi out to the whole point. We'll do our power checks. Actually, you know what? We might as well do them here because we'll be blocking the taxiway otherwise. I'm sure he won't mind. More Unicom in. We'll do it at the whole point. Oops. And also don't forget to turn on your lights prior to engine start. It's just nav lights on this, which I think has the... Do you turn the... I think you turn the strobes on as well to get the flashing lights. There we are. Where's the beacon light on this? Sure. Love those strobe effects. Very, very good. I did a thing, Martin, I know. Unbelievable. Right, let's go to idle. It's slowly beginning to warm up. Water temperatures, well, actually still below 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Right, parking brakes released. Golf Delta Alpha November Lima taxiing to hold point Juliet runway 26. For VFR flight to the east, you'd say, wouldn't you?
Bournemouth traffic, Cirrus Golf Sierra, Child Mike Kilo, taxiing runway 26.
I think he's in a Cirrus, but the model matching's a 150. Very good. Check the brakes. I remember when you turn 10, twist 10. I haven't set. Oh, I've not. I'm all over it. I've not even set the Q&H here. I haven't even set the Q&H. Let's just grab the Q&H here off Navigraph. It's 1032. Nice high pressure, nice and stable. I set it before the start of the stream, I remember. Excellent. Where's the whole point? It's not behind me, is it? It's a really far distance away, is it? Probably is. Just having a look here. Yeah, there isn't actually a whole point depicted on the chart, so we'll just hold here. There's hardly any wind, so we'll just do our power checks there. So, parking brake is set. During the taxi checks, we check the auxiliary fuel pumps. We'll turn them on prior to takeoff. We check the brakes, we check the steering. Let's do the before takeoff checklist. Parking brake set, radios are set as well. Start warning lights extinguished. Controls full and free. So, aileron pointing up towards us. So, that's looking good. Rudders as well. So flight controls are checked. Flaps, check operation. We'll go for flap 10. So it's electrically powered. You have to sort of hold it down until you get the indicated position you want. So flap 10. Trim is set for the takeoff position. There we are. So we'll just make sure that's in the pin in the middle. That's very similar to the Piper. And then we'll set 2,200 RPM. Now on this checklist, it doesn't get you to cycle the RPM, just the power and the magnetos, I think. I don't know if anyone else flew the Duchess, but would you cycle the RPM as well? Anyway. Oh, actually it does on this checklist. There we are. Excite the propellers, RPM drop to 200. So I don't know how you had to do it 3 times, I remember. That's what you did in the Seneca. And that gets oil into something. So that's been cycled 3 times. Check the mags. Max drop 175 RPM. So there's a slight drop. No, more than 175, 50 between the two. Good, carb heat checked. Slight drop in RPM. There we go. And throttles all the way to idle. And make sure the engine doesn't cut off. Perfect. Ready for takeoff then. So, compass check. This compass, it's very difficult to see your exact headings. That says 130, 130, so that is aligned. We've got the Goodwood VOR tuned. We'll set the standby altimeter as well. So 1032. Good, so that's all good. And we're ready for takeoff then. So max RPM. And then takeoff is full power in the Duchess. There's no turbochargers or superchargers or anything like that, so you just go full power. Setting key you have to be very careful with. And we'll depart and then climb to the east. Bournemouth traffic, Golf, Delta Alpha November, Lima departing runway 26 for VFR to the east.
Bournemouth traffic, Golf, Sierra, Hotel Mike Kilo, lining up runway 26.
ET will turn on as well. Excellent. I thought I was at a 737 there for a second. So, yeah, we'll take off to the east just to show you. I'm using some VATSIM UK information regarding the flight, which is pretty cool. So I'm following this here in the background. So for departures here in Bournemouth, where are you here? It's Lydd. Oh no, I've got the wrong one there. So for Bournemouth departures, climb straight ahead on runway heading to 700 feet before turning en route. So that's what we're following. Correct VFR procedures. Right, Tokus in chat. Note the takeoff time, which is just past 9:30. Zulu. Let's go. Sort on the brakes initially. So full power. Brakes released. Airspeed's alive, wait till 76 knots. Whoa, oh, rudder's really sensitive. I'm off. And up we go, 76 knots. And we're airborne. 85 knots initial climb speed. Gear up. Climbs really well. There's 85 knots, so pitch for this. Speed and trim. High stay to go flying. Very cool. Alright, there's 700 feet, so we're going to make a left turn. We'll try to get to 3,500 feet. There's the Goodwood VOR coming alive. Oops, forgot to turn on the fuel pumps. They can come off now. So cruise climb, 2,600 RPM, and we'll accelerate to 100 knots, which is the cruise climb speed. Gives you better visibility over the front of the aircraft. And if you look slightly off to the left, you can see the Isle of Wight. So we'll head towards that. We'll go towards the south coast. Oh, we might be above cloud here. We'll keep climbing to 3,500. So after takeoff checklist, reduced RPM to 2,600. Monitor temperatures. So temperatures have now increased. T's and P's are still in the green. Fuel pressure as well. Mixtures lean as required in the climb. We'll keep the cowl flaps in the open position as well. And the auxiliary fuel pumps are off, and we're nicely trimmed at 100 knots here. Very stable aircraft. PBASK, I did tap the brakes before retracting. I should think you still have to do that in the Duchess. We did in Seneca. Interesting, for the 737 it does it automatically. Let's get back down to 100 knots. There's Bournemouth, and this is Ortho. Ortho looks really good. I like how Ortho looks. Oh, you know what? 3,500 feet is going to do. It's going to put you right in cloud, isn't it? Very good. Does anyone know if this is good climb rate? Seems to be climbing very well. It does feel very nice, very authentic. Anyway, we are an IMC equipped aircraft, IFR equipped, so we'll level off at 3,500. Set 24 inches, which is the cruise power setting, or full power, whichever's higher. This is like the economy cruise setting. And 2,500 RPM. Might have to descend to 3,000 feet just to stay in VMC, but we're okay for now. Still see the grounds. Very stable. And I forgot to retract the flaps. Thanks, external view. It's amazing when you fly something you're unfamiliar with, how SOPs sort of get in the way and your mentality changes. But it hand flies really nicely in the sim, and the Duchess, from what I've read, is a very stable platform. So it flies, you know, it's not quite in trim yet because I'm still accelerating, but once it's in trim, it's a very stable platform to fly with. Has got autopilot as well. Oh, well, so much for my VFR flight. I think I'm going to descend down to 3,000 feet. This is your primary instruments, remember, it's always attitude. Attitude, attitude, attitude. When flying IMC, keep your scan going, check your VSI on this, check your altimeter, height, HSI, keep the wings level. But I am in rain and cloud and horrible weather. And I have no reference to instrument navigation, I just know in this direction, take the scan away, I know in this direction the Isle of Wight is over here. We're going to descend down to 3,000 feet here. Just take a bit of power down, 20 inches, so shock cool anything. Just going to, because of the moisture, pull the carbs. Let's get down to 3,000 feet. 18 inches. I've also got the GPS, which I've not loaded, but that should be on ours as well. So you can sort of see, well, you can't really see the Isle of Wight at all. Okay, that's not very good. There's probably a way of getting terrain mode selected, but at least I've got something to back up navigation-wise. And if all hell breaks loose and we do lose situational awareness, we can just redirect to Goodwood Look, which is about 14 minutes flight time away. But we'll keep descending to 3,000 feet. Well, it looked really nice when I departed. Well, there is the Isle of Wight. Actually, no, that's going to be the north. This is how you can get really disorientated in poor conditions. You know what I just said? I said that's the Isle of Wight there. No, that's actually the south coast of the UK. The Isle of Wight is here on the right. So we actually want to make a right turn here. We'll keep descending to 3,000 feet. If we're still in IMC, we can then descend further. So there's 3,000. Ah, there we are. There's a bit of a temperature inversion here, by the looks of it. So there's the Isle of Wight, there's the mainland UK off to the left. So we'll go along the south coast. Now we'll level off at 3,000 feet, we can go back to 24 inches. Ah, that's better now we've come out of the mist. The transit, can you remember old flight simulators when you used to go in and out of cloud, how it would be like an instant change? I love the transitions in simulators now from IMC to VMC. Look at this, very nice. So that's the south coast of the Isle of Wight we're flying along. And then we're going to head directly towards Goodwood and then east to Shoreham. Just get all trimmed for 3,000 feet here. But yeah, this is great if you're on your instrument rating and you're flying the Duchess. 13 years ago when I was doing my I downloaded the Caronado Seneca for FSX, and it was really useful during my instrument rating for cockpit familiarity, getting used to doing all the checklist procedures and things like that. So yeah, if you are on the Duchess at all. It's always a worthwhile purchase, getting these to practice with. Yeah, so I know a lot of people berate X-Plane for visuals. All this is stock X-Plane with Ortho 4XP, and Ortho is a very easy. There's that noise. Did you hear that? Don't know what that was. Yeah, the visuals look fine. I think it looks really nice. That's Ortho at 3,000 feet, zoom level 17, live time, live weather. Looks absolutely fine. I think that even the south coast here, it looks pretty good. And it's actually really nice to hand fly in the sim. You know, I've not used the autopilot on this sector. We'll use it on the second sector, but I've got it trimmed out now for around 150 knots. It's like really quick. I should just take a bit of power off. 24 inches is the power setting, but it's very stable. I'm just making small inputs on the controls here just to maintain 3,000 feet, keeping my scan going as we go into some clouds here. Very good. We can tune up Goodwood on box 2 actually, on 1475. So you take your eye off the ball for 1 second. Start sending. So nav 2, I've selected Goodwood, so you've got an OBS that points directly towards the beacon. You can then find out what radio you're on by just rotating this round. So to fly direct to, we'd have to go on a heading of 060, and you can see here if I set this to 060, the HSI will also align to. So this is old school proper IFR flying, no GPS, if I had to redirect to Goodwood, which we will do shortly as soon as we get around the south coast. FPS killer? No. I'm pegged at 60 FPS here. Smooth as butter. Well, there is this weird cloud effect you get in X-Plane, which makes the mission really fun. Good morning, Stuart Lyndall. Hope you're doing well. Oh, we've still got the car. Actually close those, can't we? That's 24 inches. Yeah, this can get to 20,000 feet. Someone used the about section, I love that. There we are. So, I am flying. Oh, there should be someone near me, yes. November 5077 Juliet. Was he playing catch up? I don't know if Dave's here, but we'll have to go there. Oh, hello, Richard. Morning. This is giving me the heebie-jeebies. Very good. Richard, ladies and gentlemen, is a very, very good friend of mine. He's a colleague of mine as well, a first officer on the 737, and he did his IR renewal. Correct me if I'm wrong, Richard. Was it to get your EASA license or UK license? You had to do your IR renewal on a Duchess not that long ago. How am I doing? There's the most southern point of the Isle of Wight there, so we'll just follow the coast round. When you turn, remember the aircraft nose likes to drop, so a little bit of back pressure. This was meant to be VFR, this sector, but it's sort of in and out of cloud. There we go. Oh yeah, I'll get rid of the FPS counter. But yeah, flying very nicely. Oh yes, it's giving me the heebie-jeebies of getting the hood put up so you can't see outside. A little bit of light turbulence, some firm, well it can't be firm, it's so cold. Sort of got it nicely in trim here, there's a few sort of updrafts and downdrafts I think. Probably lean off the mixture slightly because look at the EGT. Oh yes, look. So that's just the peak of EGT. There we go. Now I'm saving fuel as well. So back to IMC. So what I'm going to do, guys, now is switch to sort of IFR flying because I can't really see much out the window. So I'm going to route direct to Goodwood, 11475, which is already tuned. Line up the HSI. There we go. For backup, we'll line up the OBS. So we need to fly 060. Actually, no, it's not 060 here. It's about 045 inbound. There we go. So everything's tuned in. I ideally would like to know what the wind direction is, so I can find what heading to fly for any drift. And we are 8 minutes away from the VOR. Distance is 22 nautical miles. And airspace-wise, we should be fine. We're at 3,000 feet, so we're in uncontrolled airspace. There's a shelf here for the London TMA at 7.5, going down to 6.5. Then Goodwood is at 6.5 as well. And then if we carry on east, 5,500, we're going to stay in uncontrolled airspace. So we're not going to upset any air traffic controllers. And I'm not scanning, look at my track. "42 hours of the Duchess. I could never get the hang of syncing the props though." Ah, the beauty of desktop simulators. Pangone, so ATPL pilots need to renew IR. We do, but we do it on the 737. Richard was before he started his type rating. But yeah, we absolutely, airline pilots need to renew their IR every year, but that's done in a sim check. It's called an LPC, License Proficiency Check, which renews your IR. There, in and out of cloud then. Very humid here, so you keep using the car bison. It's on the south coast of the UK. There's Bembridge off to the left-hand side. I infamously recorded a tour in the 737. But yes, visibility in aircraft like this is always the best because you have a honking great big engine in the way. Ivan, hi, don't forget later to do the shutdown checklist. I'll try to remember. Slightly. Love the sun coming through, and sort of the shadow effects you're getting in the cockpit. It's very nice. There we are. So wings level now. Flying. The indication is showing fly level. Which is go back on this track. Yes. So just over the English Channel here. There's Goodwood directly ahead. So what we'll do, we'll then fly from Goodwood to Shoreham. I have a question for anyone that flies VFR because I'm trying to remember the procedure. So I'm trying to hand fly here. Look at Shoreham. Shoreham here. We're going to land on runway 20 because the wind is from the south, and it's a left-hand circuit. So if I'm coming in from the west, flying east, and I want to join the circuit with an overhead join, do I have to firstly fly over the airfield, do a 180, descend on the dead side, and then go back again, circuit height over the upwind side, then join the circuit? Or can I descend straight away on the dead side and join left hand downwind straight away? What's the correct procedure? The circuit is left hand runway 20. Again, do I descend dead side straight away and join the circuit upwind and then downwind? Or correct procedure is descend over the airfield, maintain circuit height plus 1,000 feet, and then descend on the dead side, another turn, and then join upwind, downwind. I can't remember. Don't have to do this in the 7.3. Ah, my scan. Strictly, yes, you do an overhead join. Oh, I like to strictly do it because I guess if it's quiet or if ATC approve it, you could just descend straight away on the dead side and then just join the circuit. But what I'll do, I'll go over the airfield, do a 180, then descend on the dead side, then join the circuit. I'll try and do it correctly. Okay, so yeah, I remember. Yeah, that's what I can remember, Sam. I remember flying into Fenland and if the circuit wasn't busy, I would just descend dead side straight away to the circuit height, join the upwind, and then turn downwind. But yeah, I remember flying into busy GA airfields, and then I vaguely remember having to join overhead, maintain the circuit height, do a 180, then get to the dead side, then descend and join upwind. Megabyte, what trick do you use for ground texture? Ortho 4XP. Ortho 4XP. I downloaded, I think it was 4 tiles for today. It took me about 10 minutes. Proper English roundabout style, yes. I'm trying to do sort of VFR procedures correctly. You know, I'd be getting a basic service from someone here. Or a traffic service. I'd be requesting, give them my times. You know, I'll try and join the circuit correctly because we are doing this VFR. I'm very pleased with my hand flying. How often do we use the carb heats in these sort of conditions? Every sort of 5 minutes or so. Oh yes, aren't these meant to be closed? What's my temperatures like anyway? Well, they're actually quite cold. Close the cow flaps. Pull the carbs. Oops, my scan again is all over. Trying to follow the HSI accurately. We are 2 minutes from the VR, 6 miles away. We'll try and spot it outside as well. Also, the this is pointed directly to the VR as well, which is useful. Yes, I think our Orbex actually. I did have Orbex ported X-Plane 11 Orbex with X-Plane 12. You can do it by tricking the Orbex load and thinking it is X-Plane 11. It did work well, but I think they're officially updating it at some point, so I've uninstalled it for now. And Ortho looks great, so. Aidan, yeah, usually fly overhead, but I've also been instructed by agencies to straight it downwind, crossing or final. Usually uncontrolled, we'll do an overhead join. Well, as it's uncontrolled, we'll do the overhead join, 180, descend on dead sides, and then upwind. I'll try my best. Yeah, so when I look at the chat, my scan breaks down. Right, so we're only 1 minute now, 3.8 miles from the VOR, so it's going to get very sensitive now. See if we can spot it. What's the distance? 2.9 miles. Probably a little bit underneath my nose now. My plane. You can see it quite easily. I can remember in FSX the VOR always used to be just like the only thing you'd see, the only static object. Perfect, so as soon as we're overhead the Goodwood VOR, we'll go outbound 093 for a distance of 17 miles and we should be overhead Shoreham. Brighton's GA airfield. Whoa, that'll make me feel sick. Don't go chasing any needles now, we're only 0.8 miles, just a slight right turn. You can see the needles beginning to double. Oops. It's 100 feet deviation. Oh, there's the HSI going, there we are, code of confusion. Look at the needle go, oh that's not bad at all. Right, straight outbound 093. Trying to set the OBS and turn at the same time. Tail of a needle on 093. This isn't slaved to the compass, so you have to turn it manually. Oh. Trying to use the VSI in the scan. There we go. That heading will work. Get us back on. You can see the HSI is already alive. Level. Small changes now. Stay on the HSI. So now we're waiting for a distance of 17 miles. Once we're at 17 miles, we'll be directly overhead Shoreham. Orange Icing, just bought Shoreham Scenery. Will it download and start in time to meet you? No, Microsoft Flight Sim, probably not. Yeah, it should be. I am on that sim as well, but I'm flying VFR. Yeah, the Shoreham Scenery, I don't know who the dev is for Microsoft Flight Sim, but one of the things I like about X-Plane is you can sort of fly anywhere, and the stock airports are really good. Usually someone's touched it up and made it look better. Whereas in Microsoft Flight Simulator, the stock airports, some of them are not good, well, some of them are really bad, some of them are okay. I think in Microsoft Flight Simulator, you're much more reliant on sort of third-party sceneries for the airports, where in X-Plane you certainly don't need them at all. Oh, so eBuild's made it, sure, very cool. But yeah, this is a solid IFR training aircraft, and it's flying really nicely here. Oh, George, yeah, very funny. I wrote that at 11 o'clock at night. I was just before I went to bed. I was promoting the stream, and I accidentally repeated myself in the Instagram post or Facebook or something. I've corrected already. Orange Icing, my wallet's aware of the scenery. The scenery reliance, yes. But then again, obviously the world that you're flying in is looking really nice. Maybe I might stream later, do the Caribbean Microsoft Flight Sim, do a group flight or something. Here's someone Unicorn. A little bit of drift, that's true. I don't know what the wind is at the moment, so I can't calculate my drift. But yeah, it's certainly not the best conditions for VFR anymore, is it? I am very reliant on my HSI. I mean, you can see the ground, but the visibility is sort of 8,000 metres or so down there. Certainly looking forward, I can't see anything. Anyway, we'll soon be overhead Shoreham. Oh, it started raining, lovely. What's the outside temperature? 2 degrees, ish, icing. Heater's definitely on. Ah, yeah, I'd have the heater on as well. I think that's someone in Gatwick. Was that runway 26? Yeah, you'll use that on the way on the next sector. It's got we've got autopilot, basic autopilot system. It's a bit of a big deviation here. So see what the circuit height at Shoreham is. So the circuit height is 1,000 feet. Great. So I can descend to 2,000 feet initially, and descend to 1,000 feet on the dead side. Horrible day. Oh, a proper IMC now. But yeah, this sort of flying is very rewarding when you get it right. So you get all the HSI lined up, check your distance, and then you should be exactly overhead. And they don't have ILS here, unfortunately, only RMP. Yeah, it's quite a popular GA airfield, this one. I don't know if they even get business jets in here. Lydd, they certainly do. Yeah, I'm going to have to...
Short traffic, Cirrus Golf Sierra till Mike Kilo over at Blampton. We'll be joining the circuit for runway 20, I think number 2.
Perfect. I better do my Unicom thing. Shoreham traffic, Golf Delta Alpha November Lemurs joining overhead Shoreham to join the circuit. Left-hand downwind, runway 20. Try to... Oh, my flying's got to pads, right. On the HSI. I'll check the distance shortly. 14.5 miles. We're at 17 miles. We're very shortly overhead. So I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna send down now to 2,000 feet. 1,000 feet above circuit height, so 17 inches. Carb heat on. That's a distance of 15 miles now. Descend to 2,000 feet. Ugh, horrible day. It's actually raining in Shoreham. Don't descend to pattern altitude until you're actually in the pattern. 500 feet above is typical. Yeah, we're going to descend to 2,000 feet now, which is 1,000 feet above circuit height, and then yeah, we'll descend until when we're upwind. We'll start descending then. That's the distance now, 16.8. See, we should be overhead. Ah! Oh yeah, look! I did a thing! Look! Shoreham! I've runway 20! I did it! Just stay radials, if you know a radial in distance, you'll be fine. Right, I'm meant to be doing this in VMC now. I'm gonna have to, right, this is meant to be a visual manoeuvre, but I can't see anything. Lovely. So this is sort of guesstimating really. So I'm gonna go over the overhead join. I'm at 2,000 feet now. Now we're overhead the circuit, you see, so we're going to turn left. This is where I need to turn on Toby eye tracker. Let's just maintain 2,000 feet for now. Ah, well, I'm trying to do a million things. Ah. Well, that's on. It's 2,000 feet. Set this to the runway heading, which is 20 for situation awareness. So that's the runway direction. I'm going to detune the frequency. Oh crap, there's something else there. Right, we'll descend now to 1,500 feet. Remember, this is a visual manoeuvre. Is there an airport there? I can't see anything. What's the QH here? Right, let's descend to... I don't want to descend to circuit height now, so I'm going to maintain 1,500. Can you see any bits of airfield down there?
Traffic Golf Sierra Hotel, Mike Kilo, joining over
I'm going to have to
join.
I'm going to have to go outside here. Yeah, completely disorientated. Right. It must be off to the left-hand side. Ah, look, there it is. Right. So we're going to maintain 1,500. We're on the dead side of the circuit here. We're going to keep the circuit speed now to 140 knots. Let's maintain 1,500 feet then, as advised. So sort of go in this direction. So I'm on the dead side, so I'm not doing anything dangerous. Oh yeah, the views change loads. When you got the Toby eye tracker on, you can't really use the views as you did before. So we're on the dead side, so we're now going to descend. Right. There's Shoreham. So there's the upwind side of the landing runway. We'll wait until we're just past that and we'll descend to 1,000 feet. Golf Delta Alpha November Lima's joining upwind for runway 20 Shoreham. Right. Descend down to 1,000 feet now, take a bit more power off. Max RPM. Max mixture actually. Just going to turn the tracker off here for a second. Rubbish conditions. But yeah, there's the airport and the runway, so let's turn downwind now, 1,000 feet. This is not easy. I've got this pointing the wrong way, really. It doesn't make any difference. It's just for situation awareness, really. Just so I know which way the runway is. So there's circuit height. Quite a very, very wide, very wide circuit here. No, well, maybe George. The thing I'm reading it says left-hand circuits. That actually doesn't make sense because there's a lot of high terrain there. Right. Anyway, we are very wide downwind, but there's the threshold. Oh, it's a bit turbulent. Yeah, I think you might be right because look at the terrain over there. Yeah, I agree. It is much to fly GA and just, you don't have that sort of visual. I think it can't be left-hand circuit because look at the train here. Maybe it's got to be. Let me just read it again. Sure. Circuit is. Yeah, left-hand on 2-0. Yeah, I am very wide though. But yeah, it does say left-hand on 2-0. Right, I'm going to take a natural flops to 10. You have to hold it down. We're below maximum speed. I think it's very, very early, but I'm going to pitch up here. I'm going to drop the gear. Yeah, you wouldn't want to be in these conditions here. Let's get this all trimmed down. I'm almost in IMC with terrain just here. It is left. I think it is left-hand circuit, but oh, my speed. I think it is left-hand circuit. Let's go flat 20. But I'm probably so wide that the terrain's become an issue. And the Toby yeah. What I like though, it's become quite sluggish to handle. There's a power line there as well. I think I'm just too wide. But yeah, don't hit the power line. Flight it sim.
Short traffic Golf Sierra Del Mike Kilo joining down from runway 020 number 2.
Alright, turned on the eye tracker again. Yeah, the thing is, I've come out way too wide and way too far downwind. Right, max. So bump fitch, brakes, undercarriage is down, mixture's full rich, props max RPM, final approach speed is what is it? I can't remember. 74 knots. Or was that the rotation speed? Ah, yeah. There's the runway. Having to hand fly and look at the manual. 76 knots. 76 knots. That was the worst. If you want to learn VFR circuit procedures, unsubscribe from my channel. That did such a look. I fly a 7.3. I need a 10-mile final, not a 3-mile final. Shoreham traffic, Golf Delta Alpha November Lima's final runway 20 full stop. Oh, the eye track is a little wonky as well. Right, 4 whites. Let me see here, 4 flaps. Remember, yeah, this is when I'm on final. I'll turn the tracker off because the runway keeps moving. Carpeet's open. Yeah, carpeet's fully on. It has been for the entire descent. I'm not worried about 4 whites so much in this aircraft. So let's slow down to 76. I am using power for speed. I know that's a GA no-no, but that's what we do in the jets. I know you can do it in this. A little bit of a crosswind here as well. I didn't check the weather, didn't check the QNH. But I have hand flied the sector, which doesn't give me any capacity. Alright, that picture looks good. Keep the runway there. 76 knots, but a little bit too slow actually. Bump fitch. Cut the power at 50 feet, do I? Over the threshold? Ooh, look at this crosswind. Oh, but this is why I love the sim. It flies so naturally. Oh, that was not bad. I was a bit too slow though. I nearly stalled. I'll take that.
Shoreham traffic Golf Sierra Del Mike Kilo turning final runway 20 number 2.
I'll take the next left. It's next in just here, I think. Oh no, there it is. Look, there's grass here, guys. It's on the grass taxiway. Golf Delta Alpha November Lima runway 20 vacated, taxiing to the apron. So yeah, this is a little grass apron. Don't worry, I've not had a runway excursion. See if we get. It's raining. What a horrible day! Can we see? Oh, there we go. There is David. Oh, I did see him. Ah, where's he gone? Can't see. Anyway, there we are. We've landed. Let's taxi the GA. Flaps coming up. That was good fun. I enjoyed that. And my really, really, really dodgy handling of the circuit, but it worked well. And this is a very popular GA airfield in the UK, very, very popular indeed. Right, after landing, so lights as required. I keep forgetting to turn these flipping fuel pumps off. Taxi will leave on, landing lights off, strobes can come off. We'll taxi to GA parking, so it's cut straight across here, aprons on the left. We might do a grass takeoff on the next one, we'll see. Flaps are up, trim set for takeoff, cowl flaps all open. These lights probably wouldn't be here then, we'll just join the main taxiway. Yeah, horrible day. Turn off Toby Eye Tracker. Yeah, Toby Eye Tracker is really good. When I'm on final though, and you want to have the runway sort of in the same place on your monitor, I do like to turn it off, but for the sort of returns, it's great.
Short traffic, November 50, enjoy it, turning base 20.
Car beats. No, that can stay on. Cowl flaps. We can open. Carry on towards the apron, which is just here. And next is parking shutdown. Great little add-on. Very nice. Very good fun. But if you want to sort of... there's David just landed. If you want to start on the basic instrument flying, this is one of the best platforms you have. I hand flew that entire sector and it was generally pretty stable. It was more my dodgy hand flying which was causing issues.
Short Golf Sierra Hotel Mike Kilo, vacated 20.
Although not a nice day to go to the beach in Brighton. Look, some little tables and chairs. I don't know really how to park here. I'll park right at the end. What does RZ mean? I don't know. Oh look, there's an aircraft with the Ortho there. We'll park behind him. Oh, it's trying to cost max weight flying. Oh god, then we can take Jim and Jim's friends. Let's stop here. That'll do. Perfect. There's a static aircraft there, isn't it? Right, parking brake sets. Excellent. So shut down parking brake set. Auxiliary fuel pumps off. Avionics switch off as well. There we go. Power to 1000 RPM. Do you check the mags? I'm not so sure. It doesn't say on this checklist. We'll cut them off. ICO for the engines. There we are. And they're shut down. Wicked. That's wicked. First flight complete. Parking brake set. Last thing to do then is props to low RPM. Battery alternator off, wheel chocks install. That's pretty much it. Turn all the lights off as well. Heater can come off. Heater can come off. Alternators come off, and then we'll turn off the battery. There we go. I'll take a quick... well, should we do the replay? Oh, look, he's gliding in. Yeah, I can nearly absolutely clonk that down. Very, very good. Well, we're only halfway through. We'll do another little flight to Lydd. But yeah, very enjoyable little sector that was. And the next one we'll do IMC. AGM, the Duchess, very stable, a fluid in real life and almost max weight. Still gave 1200 feet per minute climb and 160 knots. Wow, that's crazy. So that climb performance we saw on departure, based off what you've just said, is actually very close to what we're getting here. Very, very cool. Yeah, I remember that James Hudson, the Hawk Hunter crash. The partner of a friend died on that day. I'm really sorry to hear that. That was an awful, awful incident. Very good. Right, well, what we'll do... was that Airline? Sir Air? Never heard of them. Yeah, horrible day now. What we'll do the replay. I'll have a quick break, and then I'll set up for the next sector on VATSIM. I'll fly IFR to Lydd, where, as we discussed at the start of the stream, there's some issues with the DME, I think, in the X-Plane 12, because it works here, we get the DME in the aircraft, but once you get more than 6 miles away, you lose DME and you need 12-mile arc. So we'll probably self-position onto the ILS. We can self-position above the MSA if we're an IMC, but yeah, it'll be good fun. It'll be good fun. Anyway, let's set up the replay. I'll just turn off Fly Live temporarily here. And replay music is all good. Excellent. Yeah, I nearly absolutely smashed that down here. Would you like to see something very cute, guys? Look at Jack. He's completely out of it. Have a look at this. Oh, why is that? Oh, not even yoke cam's working. Oh, great. Oh, it's not plugged in. Let me just plug. I've got to show you what he looks like. I just realised yoke cam's not plugged in. Professional streamer here, but everyone loves seeing the boy. Let's see if hopefully just plugging it in works. Hey, why has that come up? Yes. For some reason, yoke cam's not working. It's completely dead. That's weird. I plugged it in and everything. Plugged in. Oh, I heard a little ding dong. Maybe I've got to reset Streamlabs or something. Yeah, sorry about that. You won't be able to see the baby boy. Anyway, let's do the replay. Not prepared for today. Right, turn that one off. Turn that one on. There we go. Oops, let's knock me off the fats and goods. Yeah, I nearly absolutely stomped that. Sounds good, aren't they? Yeah, look at the aircraft behaviour, very nice. Ooh, nearly. Nearly. Looks good, doesn't it? It's got a very... When I first looked at it, I wouldn't think it's a very pretty aircraft, but it's really unique, isn't it? Very nice. Good sound. Brilliant. Right then, I'll put you in this view here. I'm not going to do the full circuit because it looks awful. There was that storm horn. God, it's horrible weather. You can't even see anything out the window. Oh, look at that. I think that's just the replay messing with the what you can see out the window here. What I'll do, I'll put you in that view so you can see it there. Right then, guys, enjoy this replay, and then I'll have a quick 5-minute break, and then we'll return for the second sector to Lydd. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it, and we will. I'll see you all shortly. Thank you. That's very kind of you, Touring 4x4. I was just doing my cool outro from the replay, but thank you very much for your generosity. 5 gifted members to the channel. That's very, very generous of you. And you're Australian, aren't you? So I hope you're enjoying the live stream at a suitable time for a change. Cheers and welcome, Luke, P95, Brett, Ace Airstream, Coast Guten Juice, Richard Ashton as well. Tour 4x4. Shh. Okay. Don't want to get you in trouble now. Right, thank you very much, sir. I'll see you guys in about 5-10 minutes.
Minimums, approaching minimums.
Well, thanks a lot for that intermission. Back on VATSIM, fired an IFR flight plan now to Lydd. Very quick flight, in about 25 to 30 minutes, and then we'll do sort of an ILS approach there. As I mentioned earlier, the DME in the X-plane seems to be lost at around 6 miles, so I can't do the full procedure, so what we'll do, we'll self-position above the MSA. Onto the ILS as well. I had a look at the live weather. It's only broken cloud here. So why X-plane's depicting rain, I have absolutely no idea. But yes, just to show you the routing for the next sector. We're here in Shoreham. We are departing from here along the coast. We're going to route directly to the Seaford VOR, and then from Seaford there is actually an airway here which takes us directly to an NDB point here called Lydd. This does not work. I've tried tuning this, it just doesn't come alive. The good news is we can work out when we are actually directly overhead, because it's based off the Seaford radial 063, and this airway is 32 miles till Lydd. So when we're on the 063 radial at 32 miles, we'll be overhead this DME station, and then what we'll do, we'll self-position onto the ILS here. As I said, we wanted to fly the procedural approach. We can't because the DME range is insufficient in X-plane 12. Anyway, that's the routing. Let's jump onto the cockpit of the aircraft. So I've not touched anything since we left it about 10 minutes ago. Oh, does EGKA work now? No, why is EGKA not working? Because the buoy is right here. Let me just try and select it manually. Why is nothing working today? The overlay wasn't working. The EGKA's not working. I don't know, but yeah, Jack is sat by me here, very tired and very sleepy. Went for a very long walk yesterday. We'll have one after the stream as well. Perfect. Tom Pascoe was up for work at 4 anyway. May as well catch a stream whilst I have my coffee. Brilliant. Good morning to you. I hope you have a good day at work. Some people on the East Coast here in the US are here as well. Stratocast included. Cool. So pre-flight. I've done all the pre-flight checks externally as well. So before starting the engines, verify the brakes are set, which they are. The gear lever's down. All circuit breakers are in. Carb heat is off, which it is now. Cowl flaps are in the fully open position. Which they are now as well. Yes, yeah, we won't change. Or someone wanted me to go, what was it? Full load, wasn't it? I can do that. Now, the problem is, because I've turned the iPad off, you've got to try and find there it is. That's the click spot for turning it on. So, if I wait and balance, look, should we take some passengers? We can take some weighty passengers. Should we go right up to our maximum gross weight? There we go. So, 0 fuel weight, and fuel is just below the maximum gross weight. Alright then. Just good job Jim and I are not too heavy. Yeah, it's all within limits, isn't it? So, there we go. Just below the max gross weight. Perfect. Two largest passengers, and Jim and I at the front. CG is forward. I know, quite far back. Right, he can go on a diet. Jim and I will need some food. Just get the CG a little bit further back. I just don't want to be out of trim or anything stupid happen. There we go. Right, heavy aeroplane for you as requested. Let's hope I don't stall or anything stupid. Right, so I've done that. Don't need any more fuel. Ooh, get rid of that. Get rid of that. You can click spot out all those panels, which is pretty good. We can now turn on the fuel selectors. Light switches are off. We'll actually turn on the strobes because we're about to start the engine. Turn on the battery as well. Alternator out under voltage lights are illuminated. Those are the green lights here. Mixture fully rich. Oops, and the RPM to maximum RPM as well. Throttles a quarter open. We shouldn't need to prime it. The engine was only running a few minutes ago. Turn on the auxiliary fuel pumps. Magneto switch to both, which they're on. I forgot to move them to off. We don't need to prime them. Let's start the engine. So, clear. Wait, let's do this properly. Clip up. Starting engine number 2. Is there actually an order? Was it left first, then right? Let's do right first. That's what I'm used to. Good. Good start engine number 2. What? It's a bit smoky. Or is that the water on the ground? Concerning. Let's get down to 1200 RPM. That's really smoke. What is that? I didn't do that on the first sector. Right, starting engine number 2. Number 1, sorry. 1 That one's doing the same. Yes. Right, okay, well, 2 good starts. So after the start, we need to prime the engines. Magnetoes to both. Throttles to 10,000 to 1200 RPM, so just have a little bit more power. Oil pressure is in the green. Just starter warning light has extinguished. Left alternator and battery switch is off. They're already off. You can see the low voltage. We'll turn that on. The low voltage light has extinguished. And avionics on as required. Some on the radar. There we go. So we'll put the routing in the GPS. We won't be following it. Those are chemtrail dispensers, brilliant. We won't be following it primarily, but as backup we can use it here. So procedure, flight plan. We'll change that to our first waypoint, which is Shoreham VOR, or sorry, Seaford VOR, 117.0. So Sierra Foxtrot Delta. Not Venezuela, accept, and then here we can change to our destination, which is Echo Golf Mike Delta. We're going to climb up to 5,000 feet as well. It keeps us clear of controlled airspace and sort of above most of this muck visibility. Lydd, accept, and clear. Yes. There we are, so the routing's all in, only 33 nautical miles, and it's all depicted correctly as well. The Seaford VOR we can tune now, which is 117.0. It's in nav 1, nav 2 as well. We can pre-tune the ILS at Lydd to lower our workload later, which is 108.15. Reassuring click sound, same on Com 1. Perfect, so that's all pre-tuned. Navigators, we don't need them, put that standby. Com 2, Lydd NDB is actually tuned from my practice sector 397, that's good. Just make sure that's turned on. Lighting is all set as well. Okay, so the avionics are all set. Auxiliary fuel pumps off, just make sure the fuel pressure doesn't drop, so fuel pressure is here. Yeah, it drops, but it doesn't. Drops too far, that's acceptable. Next is the taxi out, so lights is required, turn on the taxi lights, nav lights as well. You can see the NDB is sort of picking up something all the way over from Lydd, I believe, and the VOR too, but because we're on the ground, the reception's not very good. Taxi area is clear, parking area is parking brakes, then release, throttles apply slowly, check brakes and steering. Perfect. Yeah, I should think it's to do with the wet taxiway or runway, I hope. What's smoke in it? Explain. Oh! I had to explain smoke on. Whoops, right, I'll do my... How am I going to get out of here? Without hitting anyone. Right. So I was just talking on Unicom, so that's clear. Shoreham traffic, Golf Delta Alpha November, Lima's taxi to runway 20. Right, so what I'll do is idle. Release the parking route. I'll try and turn in this tiny square.
Shoreham traffic, Cirrus Golf Sierra till Mike Kilo, taxiing runway 20.
Should be able to turn in this tiny box. What we'll do, we'll go behind Dave, whose aircraft has changed. I don't know which way he's going though. There he is. We'll go behind Dave today. Perfect.
Shoreham traffic, Golf Bravo Charlie, Union Romeo, taxiing runway 20.
I think we've got some people in chat who've actually flown this very aircraft, Daniel. Where's it based? Is it in Bournemouth? Power back. I was thinking. So yeah, this is obviously the ortho scenery. This is look as anywhere near as good as Microsoft Flight Simulator. But once you get above 500 feet, it comes into its own. So what we'll do, we'll take off from runway 20. Just get the aerodrome information up for you so you can see it. There you go. So Shoreham at the bottom, so departure, runway 20, climb straight ahead to at least 500 feet, or passing the upwind end of the runway, whichever's last, before turning left or right. So it's probably going to be the end of the runway here, because it's just climbed like an absolute beast. So brakes are good, turn 10, twist 10, compass and HSI aligned. I am just following David here. I presume he's going the right way. Oh yes, it's a bit of a around the house taxi routing, but it's the only way we can get there. Oh, I might want to buy GA again. What? Oh, hold on. No, that's stuck on. That's weird. I'm pressing X, which is smoke, but it's still on. How do I turn that off? What is going on there? I have not had that on any sector so far, testing this. Is this an X-plane thing? Because I pressed X earlier and it stopped. Pressing it does nothing now. It's like I have smoke stuck on. Interesting. Just don't look. Just don't look out that side. Not any of the external views. So just do the power checks at the whole point. Tyres are on fire. Just make sure it isn't some weird X-plane thing. No. Oh, look! See that no-field system thing keeps flicking? Oh, what's that all about? Do you think it could be related to that? Look! This is flicking. The failure section is sort of spamming, and that
Control traffic Golf
could be why it's
Sierra,
smoking.
Mike Kilo, lining up runway 20.
Interesting. I think there's something weird going on. We'll do our power checks just here. No, I think there's something a bit buggy here with engine failure. Look, I think that's saying engine failure 1 and 2 flicking off and on. I'm just going to do my power checks over here. That's weird. Yeah, something's definitely... Yeah, look, I've stopped now. Getting covered in smoke. How do I stop that from happening? Now, when I press X, it sort of doesn't do anything. Yeah, that's an X-plane thing, but this is... Fix all systems. Apply changes. Yeah, something's...
Shoreham traffic Golf Sierra, Hotel Mike Kilo, rolling 20, left crosswind departure.
I have to just do some orbits whilst I get this sorted here. I don't know, isn't there like somewhere monitoring the engine here? Ah, look! Yeah, there's something going on here. Spark plug fouling. I need to run this up here. That is what's causing this. How do I fix this? I need to run the engine at a higher power setting for spark plug fouling, don't I? And how do I stop vapor lock? So I think I've found the issue. Because that engine failure flag is flashing, and that's what's flashing there, and that's what's causing the smoke. Well, let's just run the engines at a high setting, and that will get rid of the fouling. And what is vapor lock? I can't remember. I honestly can't remember what that is. Right, hopefully the power checks will fix this issue. Right, run engine more. Right, power checks. 2,300 RPM. I don't want to have an engine failure. Yeah, look, you can see the engine. It's like splitting the needles. Ooh, brakes are barely holding the aircraft. Well, it's 2,200 anyway, but that's going to help. Oh, too much fuel. Ah, look, I fixed it. I fixed the plane. I'm not going to hold up here. Oh, sorry, guys. I fixed the plane. A mechanic. Lean out and run up to 2,000 RPM. Thank you. 2,200 RPM. Right, exercise the props. Hopefully the guys behind it are doing their power checks. Didn't take long for that to clear the fouling though, or to cause the fouling. turbos, exercise the props, check max drop for the RPM. Seeing the running engine has been running a bit rough. Yes, it does have realistic engine performance. If you mess around, I think it will damage it. Good. Max drop 175 RPM, check the carbs. No carb icing. Pumps are 51. And there we are. To idle, make sure the engine's don't cut. Perfect. Golf Delta Alpha November, line up taking off runway 20, IFR to the east. When in doubt, power. Absolutely. Right, anyway. Lining up and make sure the approach looks clear, and the initial track will be 105 on the HSI, so we can pre-tune 105. There we are, so 105, so we're heading to 220 or 200. We'll do a flaps up takeoff. Centre line. Anyway, so taking off lined up, flaps. Oh, you know what? I'll take flap 10. I don't know if you're not allowed to do flaps up takeoffs or not. Flaps 10, landing lights on, pitot heats on, put the electric shocks, we'll use the autopilot heater on. Let's go to Lydd, Togas and chat, ladies and gentlemen. On we go to Lydd. Climb up to 5,000 feet. Taking off. Thrust indications all. It's been alive. What on earth is that on the other side of the runway? A train track. 76 rotate, we're airborne. 85 knots, gear up. 85 knots, best rate of climb speed for the Duchess. So, oh no, we didn't reach the end of the runway first, so we need to wait till 500 feet before we turn en route. Flaps coming up. 500 feet. Direct to the VOR. See the VOR. Check to maintain 85 knots. There's Brighton straight ahead. Do 100 knots now, just cruise climb speed. Good, better visibility outside. Pumps off. 2,600 RPM. Cruise climb. And pitch for 100 knots. What power! What a machine! Bye, Shoreham. Who knows? Oh, look, there's the other VFR or IFR departure. There we go. Guy climbs really well. What a beast. Now I'm direct to the Seaford VOR. Once you've got the aircraft in trim, flies really nicely, really nicely. Oh, look at that crab, bit of wind here. Superb. What's going on with that ADF needle, Chamberlain? Yeah, I mean, it's got the Lydd NDB tune, so yeah, we're well outside of the range. That is very realistic behaviour for the ADF needle. Well, we're outside of the DOC for the NDB. So as we get closer, I guess they're using the Librarian as its Librarian, or whatever it's called. Inbound to the Shoreham VOR. Although we're climbing at 100 knots, we'll be there in 7 minutes. So we'll be level off, probably only about 5 minutes away. Oh, that reminds me of back seating. Flying very nicely. Almost at 5,000 feet, look at that. It's nice up here though. Can't go much higher than 5,000 feet. There's controlled airspace at 5,500. So 5,000 is as high as we can go. I'm getting a radar control service with London, and it's Class A airspace above us because of traffic descending into Gatwick. Also worth noting, I actually do have a preview build of the Duchess. It's not actually the release version, so if there's any bugs, it could well have been rectified for the final version. There's 5,000 feet. Actually, could be flight level. I don't know what the transition altitude here is in England. I'll maintain the QNH for now. There we are. So reduce power to 24 inches, which is the optimal cruise power setting. Reduce RPM to 2,500. Keep pitching down, trimming nose down as the aircraft accelerates. Get back on course. Lean the mixture off. So when you lean the mixture, look at the EGT. Which will increase. That will reduce fouling. There we are, it's peaked, so go on the rich side. There we go. Mixture's leaned. Just getting trimmed down here at about 145, 150 knots. And we'll be over the Seaford VOR in 3 minutes, only 8 miles to run. Or no, yeah, 8 miles to run, perfect. So what we can do, I'll use the autopilot on the second sector as we hand flew the first one. So now we're all trimmed out. I can turn on the autopilot. Why is that not going on? Because the autopilot master switch is probably off. There we go. So we can select nav, out, and now it's flying inbound on the HSI, maintaining 5,000 feet. There we go. Spurious Podge, what's the cockpit lighting like? I can turn it up a bit here. I haven't looked at nights, but does it have a? I've never flown Beechcraft. Does it have a green light? I'm not sure. Very nice. And we should be in Lydd. Look at that, on the hour, 13 minutes. By the time we've positioned, landed, be 5 past. Very, very good. Guys, it's been ages since we've done any flying like this, and I've really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. So once again, thanks to Just Flight for sending this over. It is available now. I think it's £30.49 if you are serious about IFR training or fly the Duchess or any hydrogen twin. You want to do it realistically. I'd say this is the best Duchess you can get. Again, I've not flown an aircraft like this for 12 years, but it sort of brings back a lot of happy and sort of memories where I remember being very stressed as well. Yeah, nice setup, very nice setup. Cool, so the autopilot's in, great tour as well. Endurance about 4 hours, so you can fly, hand fly. If you want to lower your workload, get the automation in like I have. You can see it's now positioning onto the HSI. You can switch the CDI over to GPS, so it follows the GPS routing as well. Hi James, hope you're doing well. Good friend of mine. We're flying IFR. Flying IFR. Approaching the Seaford VOR. Match the heading. Where's the fuel flow indicator actually? No way have we used half the tank. Did we lower the fuel? I don't know. Is there a fuel flow indicator here? So 10 seconds before we go on to our next track. So what we'll do, we'll switch over to heading before we get to the cone of confusion. Just in time. Outbound track, looking at Navigraph, is 068 degrees. This is actually on an airway. So set 068. This is slaved as well. So once it's slaved, do you have to adjust for any drift? Does anyone know? signs coming live. I should think I'm meant to be on the flight level here, but we'll just down the QNH. Very nice. Perfect. Let's go nav. And we'll start setting up for the approaching Lydd. So 33 miles overhead. So as mentioned, there is DME here, which is where the actual airway takes us. But yes, oops, we don't actually want to fly in that direction. We want to be on the airway. My apologies. 063. Don't do that on your check. 063. There we go. There the aircraft turn. Yeah, if it's slave, it shouldn't drift. That's it. So we're actually flying outbound. Ignore the green dash line here. We're actually outbound on this airway, which is the Yankee 803, and it should be we should be at flight level 80 actually, which puts you in controlled airspace. So actually, yeah, what's the shelf here? Yeah, so if I'm at 80, I'd be in the airway, but I'd be in Class A airspace, so I need radar control. So we'll just maintain 5,000 feet, sort of following the airway, but maintaining flying in Class A airspace. Spot a car peak. And then when we get to Lydd, this doesn't work. I'll tune it on nav 2, but I've tried it. 11405. It's weird. You can even select it in X-Plane. It's there, but there's no DME information that comes off it. And also, I wanted to hand fly this for you today. This DME arc. The DME works off 10815. But when you get outside of 7-8 miles, you lose DME. So I can't actually fly the arc unless I fly closer. So what I'm going to do is self-position below the MSA. So the MSA is 2,300. We're going to fly until we're at this point here, descend to the MSA, which actually in that sector is 2,100. We'll maintain 2,300 and we'll self-position onto the ILS. And you can do this as long as you've got approval from ATC. And as long as you maintain the MSA, you can self-position. So yeah, it won't take long to get to Lydd there. And then we'll just follow the descent procedures from there. We've got the ILS tuned, the minimums I can't really set anywhere, so we just have to remember for a Cat A here, when we're at 430 feet we must be visual of the runway, and we need 1,500 metres RVR. Keep clear of the danger area, that's why there's an immediate right turn after missed approach, right as soon as possible, climb to 3,200 feet and go to Romty. But if you were flying this conventionally, yeah, it's based off the NDB or RNAV, or Romty. Yeah, Romty is based off 4.4 miles for 171, so you could fly conventionally. If you're going in there, that would be a offset entry, wouldn't it? And then fly around to the right. No, parallel, because you're coming from that side. Oh, all these hold points I can never remember. And then, yeah, we'll self-position from the MSA, so we'll cut in below the final approach track. Or we could go out to 8.5 miles, but that'll take ages in this thing. Sounds good. Very nice. You can do some serious good touring in this aircraft. Looks good as well. David Bromwich, the danger area is the Dungness nuclear power station. Try not to overfly it. Is that what you're trying to hit? I can't see because the emoji thing's like. Try not to hit it. Thanks. That I did not know. Oh yeah, cow flaps I can now close. Car beat off. 24 inches. Look at this, 145 knots. Quick, isn't it? So we're just waiting, remember, for a distance of 32 miles, was it? Yeah, 32 miles. So 15 miles, so we're already 5 minutes away, so it's probably another 6 minutes until we're overhead that DME station. But the routing's looking good. fly this. What's the track of the airway? 063. Yeah, that's pretty much set. That's 0601, 2, 3. There we go. Yeah, it's a little bit cloudier than I'd like. Channel 2. Tour 4x4 working 4.5 hours. Yay! Oh dear. Well, thanks again for all the gifted members. Very much appreciated. Pangun, how do you use carb heat and cowl flaps on the engine that has them? So, on a piston engine without fuel injection, it'll have a carburettor, and carb heat removes any ice that can form in the carburettor caused by the Venturi effect. This is really, really stretching my lost and forgotten knowledge of piston engine aircraft GA flying. The Venturi effect can cause the temperature to drop, and any moisture in the carburettor will freeze. That's what causes carburettor icing. Very common in humid conditions and up to quite warm temperatures. And the cowl flaps are more for engine temperature, maintaining engine temperature. But again, remember, I fly 737 with EEC controlled engines, where I just move the thrust lever, like the guys do on the brand new glass cockpit multi-engine piston aircraft. Oh, Oracle aging your P828 is having trouble. Yeah, I'm in cruise here, 150 knots. That's a little bit too quick for a P828, admittedly. It's got GPS there. Assist with the ETA, which is obviously going. Remember, that's going straight to the airport, which we're not doing. There are 3 minutes to go. Best start thinking about descending. Told you it was a short flight. Yeah, the ortho looks great, doesn't it? Really, really nice. Although I think it looks more like the UK in the summer. So descent procedures. We'll get the QNH for Lydd. So weather QNH is 1032. Same. So same setting. It's 23011. So we definitely want to land on runway 21. 10k fuel at 1000. Broken at 2900. Yeah, it looks pretty realistic actually to what we can see.
Traffic Golf Sierra Oscar Uniform Lima, Cessna 310 approaching on the southwest 4,000 feet, 10.
That sounds like someone who's trading for it.
We'll take up the hold Rompty 4,000 feet to the other traffic service.
There's traffic holding at Rompty. We'll try not to descend into him because I'm sort of going straight towards this point here. So remember, we're routing direct to the Lydd DME point, and that's going to put us to the north of the airport. So we're going to be there in 2 minutes. Position to the north and descend to the MSA. The MSA being in that sector, 2,100. We'll go down. Well, we'll go down to 2,500. So, you know, it's a sensible height. We can use the GPS to help us self-position. So what we'll do, we'll go over to heading. You can use the autopilot to descend in attitude hold, but I'm actually going to disconnect it now. So autopilot's disconnected. Just reduce power to around 18 inches, nice and slowly. Down we go. Turn this music off. James, just check your VATSIM status. I have 1,047 hours on VATSIM. That's insane. That's about 1/7 of what I've logged in real life. That's crazy. Think about all the test sectors I've done without VATSIM. Oh. I've probably got 3,000 or 4,000 hours simming since I started the channel. So down to 2,500. We can lean off the mixture as we descend. We'll go over to the ILS now to self-position. So 10815 on nav 1 and nav 2. You can see I get no DME information at all. So this is why I can't fly this procedure.
Tell my killer joining the DME arc for runway 21.
How are you doing it, David? Because I can't do it. just to show you, I've got it all tuned, look. And 10815, and it's based off the DME arc, and it just doesn't work. I don't get the distance at all. And also, once I get to sort of 6-7 miles, that's when it comes alive. Anyway, it will set the course to 207, which is the final approach course. We're just self-positioning below the MSA now. And I have to use GPS. Well, actually, hold on. No, I can use... Look, this is pointing towards the NDB. Which is good, so that's going to help situational awareness. And obviously, you're meant to ident all these. It's a little bit more power off. I don't know what the 7 power setting is. It wasn't quoted in the manual. So I'm sort of self-positioning downwind here. Again, I don't have any DME. Or neither. You can see my position here. 10815 is tuned and active, but it's just not picking up the ILS or the localizer or the DME. It's a rip hole behind me. Lydd traffic, Golf, Delta Alpha, November, Lima's descending downwind, right hand for ILS, runway 21. Just flying downwind here. Have you got DME, David? Because I know you don't use Microsoft Flight Sim. The turbines here. So I can't get DME at all. Tried another aircraft as well just to make sure it wasn't this, but no, we couldn't pick it up either. Use the ADF to help position onto final anyway. The NDB is co-located on the airfield, so we just want the arrow. Point this on the runway heading as well, 207. And remember, we're descending to 2,500, so we'll level off shortly. Now this is going to be hard to judge because I don't have any DME distance, so turning final you wouldn't really know. So what I'll do, I'm going to have to use this and see my position. There we are. So look, you can see we're just downwind, which is fine, but I've got no information, no DME ILS until and it will work when I get on final. It did yesterday anyway. You do have DME in Microsoft Flight Simulator, very good. Yeah, that's a shame I can't get it. Right, level off at 2,500 feet. It's light turbulence here as well, the aircraft's rocking all over the place. So I'll keep the power back just because I do want to slow down. I'll leave the car. There you go, look, so there you go. I've now got DME and localizer. So it's a really narrow cone in which I'm getting DME. So I can actually turn base now. We're way below the glide slope, so what we'll do, we'll turn base, give myself an intercept heading. I can use the ADF to help work out when to turn final. Golf Delta Alpha November Lima's turning base leg for ILS 21.
Welcome.
Ooh, add a bit of power. Don't descend below 2,500 just yet. So attitude here is primarily what I'm looking at to work out your aircraft position. It's the most important instrument in instrument flying. I'm now looking at the NDB, so when it's within sort of 5 degrees, what are we, 8 miles, 5 degrees, yeah, we can start our turn onto final, or if we see the HSI move alive, and we'll intercept the glide slope from 2,500. It's all been safe, remember, because we are still above the MSA.
The traffic Golf Sierra Hotel, Mike Kilo, turning a very long base, runway 21, number 2.
We've got good positioning. I've just sort of gotten straight in. So this is proper IFR flying now. There's no autopilot in here, just maintaining 2,500 in trim, just waiting for that localizer to come alive. Should be any second now, and then we can turn final. And we're on a very long final here actually. It's a little bit high, so just lower the altitude below the horizon just to descend to 2,500. There's the HSI live, so we'll turn final. Oops. Oh, look at that VSI swing. I'll just wait for glide slope live next. You've got the OBS below the vertical speed indicator for the glide slope as well. A little bit late turning onto the localizer. I was really looking at the ADF there. Let's get back down to 2,500. That's a good heading to get back onto the localizer. To keep scanning. 2,500. No flaps 10. It's very early, but just don't want to go too fast on the glide slope. Now waiting for glide slope alive. So max RPM now as well. Ooh, it's turbulent here. It's bumpy as hell. Right, back on the localizer. Oh, crikey. So wings level now. There we are. So localizer sorted. I'm waiting now for glide slope alive. My distance is 8 miles. Whoa. It's really bumpy. I'm making no inputs on the, just very small inputs on the controls just to maintain 2,500. I hope the glide slope comes alive at some point. 2,500, 7 miles. Where is the glide slope? Okay, I've got the OBS glide slope as well below the vertical speed indicator. Oh, come on. Just keeping the power at 20 inches. Don't descend. There's the glide slope alive. Oh, it's really... Right, if I let go of the controls. Look, I'm making no inputs right now. that's so bumpy. So there's glide slope glide slope capture. I'm going to drop the gear now. I can figure later in the 7.3. Right, glide slope's alive. What's my ground speed? I can't find it. Well, it's going to be about 400 feet per minute. We need to maintain this. No more, maybe a little bit less. A little bit off centre line. Okay on glide slope. It's this turbulence making it really challenging. Just keep the wings level now. Right, there's the glide slope. Localizer's coming back. Start rolling, wings level. Right, now descend. Right, turbulence is getting less now. I'm just trying to get it trimmed out for about 90 knots, so I can just descend at a... The rate of descent's constantly changing because of the turbulence. Trying not to react to the VSI. I've got no capacity for chat, so I've no idea what you're saying. Right, that's looking better. Whoa. So again, deviating off the localizer. Gear is down. Flaps at 10. So we're still quite far away, so perfect. Bit of land coming into view. Still distance 4 miles now, so keep descending. Oh, is it offset? Yes, 5 degrees offset. Yes, I did remember that. So when we come out the cloud, we won't see the runway straight ahead of us. So we'll have to make a slight adjustment. There it is. So you see the runway ahead, and it's 5 degrees offset. So you can see how we're aligned on the localizer, but the runway isn't ahead of us. That's completely normal. But we're on glides, we're on localizer. It's 5 degrees offset, and that's why it's not lined up. Won't take landing flat anymore now. Now we're at the cloud look, it's all smoothed out really nicely. Lydd traffic, Golf Delta Alpha November Lima's final runway 21 at 3 miles.
Traffic on frequency, okay, cloud-based report, appreciate it.
What did he say? Report base leg or touchdown, I can't remember. I've got more capacity now, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, imagine doing this with passengers chatting away. Anyway, yeah, so you can see, look, I'm now flying this more visually as opposed to the offset.
Number 2, approach 21, say DME, please. 6 DME.
So I'm flying this more visually. Now this will be offset for a reason, probably for noise. So I'll get back on the local. I was sort of flying it more visually as opposed to the localizer there. Right, select landing flap. Oops, RPM. There we are, so we'll start, that's back on the offset. Tad high. Reducing to 76 knots. We're very heavy, don't forget. We won't need any brakes for landing here. Just having a look here on the chart where we need to vacate. First right will be at Alpha. The way here. That picture looks good though, a smidge high, approaching minimums, take a bit of power off. Ignoring the localizer offset now. Good speed, 76 knots.
Short traffic, Golf Bravo, correction, Lydd traffic, Golf Bravo Charlie India Romeo, turning base, runway 21 ILS.
There's lots of people flying in and out of Lydd today. There you go, that picture looks okay, a little bit of crosswind as well, but not much. I'm going to cut the power a little bit later this time, because I didn't want to get the stall warned. You know, just before touchdown I want that, drain the flare at 20 feet.
Lydd traffic, Golf Sierra, tell my kilo, 3 mile 5.
Oh! That's how you do that. Poor and late flare though, get out of here. I'll just take the butter. Just get the butter. Just get the butter. Right, just had a bit of power so I don't block the runway here. Poor and late flare. I'm not at an Airbus or a 7.3, let me off. Perfect. Golf Delta Alpha November Lima runway 21 vacated, taxiing to the apron. There we go, welcome to Lydd. What a lovely flight that was. I've enjoyed today. I love doing these little flights. Trip down memory lane for me.
Lydd traffic, Golf Charlie India Romeo with visual of runway 21, visual approach.
Perfect. So flaps are up. And this is where I'm unfamiliar with the drill, so landing light will turn off. Strobes until we're stationary, pitot heater can turn off, autopilot master can come off. Avionics master, wait until we're stationary. We'll just take stand number 3. It's been nice streaming at this time as well. It's just a lot of different faces here, which you don't usually see. It's great to see a lot of the members who are other parts of the world and can take part as well. Probably designed for a commercial jet airliner, but we'll park here. And this is just stock scenery. Looks great. Stop. Perfect. Right, parking brake is set. So after landing, landing lights off, wing flaps up, trim set for the takeoff position. Let's try quite trimmed nose up there. Wing flaps, we've already selected up cowl flaps, we can open. Oops, you meant to have the carb heat on during the descent, so probably got a lot of icing. Just put them on for a bit, just get rid of any potential carburetor icing. We can turn off the auxiliary pumps, which I should have turned on. Avionics can come off, the radios off as well. Props at 1000 RPM, and then running a bit hot here, mixtures, or a bit of high power setting mixtures, we can go to, or carb heat off, and then mixtures to idle cut off, and welcome to Lydd. Oops, that's prop. There we go. Very fun indeed. Very enjoyable. I love that a lot. Perfect. Stephen, slightly new name here, but new to the stream. Hope you're doing well, Stephen. Thank you very much for coming in here. Prime time in Australia. Yes, I know it is, Brett. So it's good for you guys. Stradicast, Alpaca Air School. Yes, it was. It worked out well. Beechcrafts are cursed airplanes, from what I hear. Are they? Ooh, I didn't know that. Never flown one. Elgin, morning waiting in the Zebra Model on the way to Porto. Regards from a train driver's on strike. Oh well, good for you, Elgin. I hope you get what you need to do as well. Pete, thanks for the 38 months, buddy. Cheers, boss. Great stream. I now need to catch up with work. Well, thank you very much for popping in, and thank you for your continued support as a member as well. Really appreciate it as well. Andy, you were just looking at your stats with VATSIM. I've just lost you in chat there. I think you were saying how many hours you got, but where have you gone? I can't find you. But yes, thank you very much for popping in. I'm glad you're feeling a bit better. Fire says, come to Vega, I think that is. Hurricane at the moment. There's always hurricanes there. There comes David. Taxi again. Thanks a lot for joining in, David, as well. Enjoyed that. Perfect. So, once again, thanks to Just Flight for providing me a copy of the aircraft as well. It is available now to purchase for £30.49. The link is in the video description below, as I said, if you are wanting to learn how to fly basic multi-engine instrument flying. This is a fantastic stable platform, as it is in real life, to learn to fly these procedures as well. You can fly VFR, IFR, you name it. Yeah, we'll be definitely flying again at some point, but I've got about a bazillion other aircrafts I like to fly as well, so maybe one day we'll jump into it again if there's a sort of even a VFR event we can take part in as well. I might do it. I've never done any VFR flying in stream with ATC in the UK, which is obviously quite unique with all the basic services, so I can probably print out the Cat 413 and learn some of the terminology again. But yes, it was certainly enjoyable today. Anyway, we'll sign out because I do have some things to do this afternoon. Very off chance I might stream later for a group flight on Microsoft Flight Sim with the Caribbean update and do some Caribbean island hopping, but I've got a lot of things to get done today. But I hope to stream one more time before my go back to work and at the end of the week. What is it today? Back to work on Saturday. So yes, hopefully one more time I'll see you all live as well. Anyway, let's log off of VATSIM. Turn it off here. Turn down the music here as well. I've got about 1 million tabs open. It's just a shame that YokeCam wasn't working today, because I really wanted to show chat, but yeah, it's just not working at all. Where's my camera? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Camera settings on. Choose the Pro Stream webcam. Configure video. Configure crossbar. It's not letting me do anything. Can't even select a new camera. That's a shame. But Jack's here, sending his love to everyone. We'll show him on another stream. Anyway, guys, let's turn the music down there and cue the funky replay music again. 2 sectors, no streams. Also, I think, for those of you who might be interested, I fixed the issues with Microsoft Flight Simulator. I did a complete clean install. It's already looking like it's running smoother, so hopefully I've solved that issue. Probably won't. Again, I'll probably get another unrelated crash desktop, but nice to have a stream where no issues, technically, from a point of view. Right, let's do the replay. Oops. I don't think X-Planes wants to do a second replay because I pressed Alt. Oh, there we are. That was a massive freeze. The weather is getting horrible here as well. Let's have a look at that landing. Pretty pleased with that. 2 okay landings. Good sounds. Almost timed to perfection with the replay. Gotta give me that. That worked really well. Yeah, nice landing. Let's take it. Still got it. Just about. Yeah, very happy with that. Good sense launch. Cheers, Steve. Cooksy, glad you enjoyed it as well. Rosa, it's been a lovely start today. Have a good one. Thank you very much for popping in as well. Have you flown a Diamond? Is that DA40 Will Diamond? I haven't. I've never flown any of the modern stuff. Let's have a look from there. Oh, look at this weather. It's horrible. There's Jim and I. Growing my hair out, it would seem. Ah, lovely. Very nice indeed. Right then, I'll pop you in the wing view again, so you can enjoy the view from the perspective of one of our large passengers. It was maximum landing weight, that was as well. We took off our maximum takeoff weight. But yes, as I mentioned, thanks again to Just Flights for sending me out a copy of this aircraft available now. As I said, if you want to find more information, check out the video description where the link to the product is below. Thank you once again to everyone that donated for your very generous donations, and also to all the members for your continued support as well. To all the regular viewers and subscribers, thank you very much for popping in. Hope you enjoyed the live stream, and I'll be live again very, very soon. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.